One of the most powerful things you can do is in regards to getting a bit of a feeling for how your body's responding to what you're doing, getting some objective data. It's very powerful to start learning some of this stuff. I mean, that's the basis of everything I do with my work. It's based on the response that the body gives, and when you start to be able, you'll get to learn what certain biomarkers mean. You know, when your pHs are high, when your pHs are low, when your breath rate or your blood pressure or your pulse rate. Learning how to interpret this stuff, and then start to learn the patterns of when these numbers move, especially your pHs. When they move, how you feel, both physical and mental energy, will be different. And once you start to see that pattern, you start to identify, well, these are the pHs that fit with how I feel best. And these pHs, every time they happen, or every time I feel really bad, or I feel down, or I have no energy, I have no focus, I feel anxious, there's another pattern. You will pick them up. It doesn't take long. I would love you to try that. But buy some pH strips. Have a look on my group. You'll see which ones you need to buy. And get into the habit of just throughout the day sometimes measuring your pHs. Get a feel for why are they moving around, and if they move around, does it have any impact on how you feel? I can almost guarantee it will. And there's certain ranges you need to be in, between 5.5 and 6, and 6.5 to 7 for saliva, and 5.5 to 6 for urine. When you start to get in those ranges, you'll start to feel better because everything's working better. Yeah, and all you got to do is buy some pH strips. And another thing you can do, apart from just doing a pH test every now and then, maybe after you've eaten something, you want to see if that has any effect on your pHs. But the other thing you can start doing is, whenever sometimes we have a day where we thought, I feel really whacked today, something's going on, I feel weird, I feel a little bit unsteady, a little bit lightheaded, and I feel a little bit anxious. If you're measuring your pHs when this happens, ideally at its peak, start tracking them. And then when you feel extra, so that's when you have a noticeable, there's something going on, something's changed. It will be reflected in your pHs. It will be reflected in other numbers too, but that's a little bit more technical. With the pHs you can do, yeah? And you'll start to see some patterns. And when you start to see some patterns, you start to then think about, well, what was I eating? What was I drinking? What was I thinking? It's very easy to start problem solving. And often it's very easy to manipulate those pHs back to where they need to go very, very quickly. And you feel back to, well, whatever the number is, whatever the ratio is, that's that way you feel best. Only you will know that by tracking them, writing them down, and trending them. It's very, very powerful. It's very empowering. Yeah, it gives you back some control over what's going on, because now you're objectively interpreting what your body's telling you.